Stress, the mysterious medical condition that has been used and abused by work-shy employees for time immemorial. It's one of the best ways to get yourself a bit of time off from work without having to sound like you have a tennis ball trapped in your sinuses or vocal cords that are made out of sandpaper. Here at the Winners Club, we have noticed that the majority of our employees that manage to get themselves signed off with stress have usually used up all of their annual leave, and when they do eventually return to work all de-stressed and revitalized, they often sport a beautiful new suntan. If you do feel like getting through the entire 4th season of Prison Break on Netflix and can't be bothered to feign a proper illness, here are the best reasons to give your employer as to why you need a month off work for stress. 1. Workload. Complaining about stress because of your workload is a bit like a soldier complaining of noise pollution on the battlefield. Or rather, there's not really any such thing as just the right amount of work. Nevertheless, with a few woefully inaccurate business reports and a doctor's note, you could earn yourself a mini holiday from work for no other reason than the fact that you have too much work to do. 2. Relationship problems. If you don't mind all your colleagues thinking that your husband, wife, boyfriend, or girlfriend ran off with the milkman, Avon lady, or church vicar, a good heartbreak can do wonders in getting you signed off for a while. Just make sure that you take your stress leave out of the holiday season, as the last thing you want is to be caught by the boss sipping cocktails and sunbathing in Torremolinos with the partner that supposedly left you. 3. Management style. Telling your boss that you don't like their management style is a bit like telling someone you don't like their dancing. The chances are, they probably don't know any other way. You should therefore factor this in if you decide to use this as your reason for non-attendance at work for a month. The chances are, however, that you might find that your next holiday gets extended into a permanent one by your manager, who has incidentally just decided to take up salsa lessons. 4. Poor relationships with colleagues. Very few offices can claim to have a workforce where everybody gets on with each other. That said, if you confess to being less emotionally stable than your colleagues and burst into tears occasionally during department meetings, you may be able to wangle it so you spend the next couple of months in the company of someone you genuinely like, yourself. 5. Pressure to meet targets. See number 1, workload. 6. Long hours. Often a result of the reason listed in number 7. Long hours are essentially your own fault. Most people are paid to do a 40-hour work week, yet you still try to gain extra brownie points by hanging around in the office for an extra hour at the end of every day, ringing your mates on the work phone so that you save your free mobile minutes. Well done. Just make sure you get signed off for a month with stress as a result. 7. Lack of support from a team leader. Your line manager won't thank you for it when you eventually return to work. But when you do, be prepared for the fact that they'll probably be annoyed with you for thinking of signing yourself off with stress before they did. Shit is supposed to flow downwards, remember that. 8. Financial concerns. This will work providing you create the right impression and borrow as much money as you possibly can from your colleagues. There's nothing quite like a disgruntled coworker whom you owe money to when it comes to having your current insolvency broadcasted to anyone that will listen. Your boss will therefore probably know why you are stressed before you do. 9. Poorly designed roles. Good luck with this one. You ain't that important, mate.